Good morning. This is the first of many Graceway commercials that are coming your way. I just want to keep you informed on what we have coming up at Graceway in the fall and winter months. We're going to start what I've called 10 o'clock live. The reason for this 10 o'clock live time is so that we primarily can build relationships with each other that we don't get the chance to build during the week, and that we have an opportunity to build excitement and have a great time of fun and encouragement, and we're even throwing in a 15-minute Bible study in the coffee shop. So that 10 o'clock live time, I believe, is going to become one of the heartbeats of Graceway in the future. It's a time where we're going to be able to connect on a weekly basis. We want everybody to come to the 10 o'clock live. There's going to be something for everybody. We want you to come. We want you to invite visitors. We want this to be just a time that we can relate to one another on so many different levels. So, in a nutshell, here's what it would look like when you walk in at 10 o'clock. Of course, we'll have encouraging music playing. The coffee shop will have a section, the auditorium will have a section, and the youth garage will have a section. In the auditorium, after we get all of the points totaled, and I'll tell you what that's about in a minute, in the auditorium we'll have a movie playing for the kids. It can be a spiritual cartoon movie, it can be a movie that's like a Disney movie, something the kids can enjoy in the auditorium. Then the coffee shop will be open. We're going to have the first 20 or 30 minutes for fellowship, and then at about 10:30, 10:35 we'll cut the TV on, and there will be a 15-minute Bible study, the basics of the believer. It's something to where, even though it's called Basics of the Believer, everybody can learn something each week. If they want the Bible study, that will be available to them. And then in the youth garage, of course, we have the pool table, ping pong, cornhole, foosball, all kind of board games. You can just sit down and watch people have fun and talk, or you can participate in it. One game I really love at ping pong, and I'd love to get this going, is round robin. You get everybody around the table, and you have the two paddles, and one guy hits it, or girl hits it, serves it, drops the paddle real quick and moves around the line, and the other one picks it up, and you keep moving around the line, and whoever can't return it's out, and you keep doing that until there's two people left, and then you hit it, drop the paddle, turn around, pick it up, hit it again, and you two go back and forth until you have a winner. That is really fun to play. So there's a lot of things we can do in a youth garage for adults, kids, and teens. So there's going to be something for everybody, but the most important thing is I want our church to be uniquely different. I want us to have a time of fun and fellowship. I want people to know if you want to come and learn the Bible, this is the place to come. I want people to know if you want to grow in grace, we have discipleship like no other church in the area. So that 10 o'clock live is important. So, real quick and I'll finish. Coming up this fall or winter, I'm going to plan our first ever church 10 o'clock live campaign, fall campaign or winter campaign. When I was growing up at Florence Baptist Temple, church that runs 2,000 people, we had 2 campaigns every year, and it was themed. One year we had, the space shuttle was really big, so every department had a space shuttle, and you got points for all kind of areas, and they tallied the points up, and when you walked in the auditorium, whoever space shuttle got the furthest, that's who won for that week. The losing team had to eat humble pie. It was just a little Debbie thing, and you just had to take one bite of it, just to show that you didn't win that week. And then in the total course of the campaign, the winning class got to do something special, a winning group. So what we're going to do is, in our 10 o'clock live fall campaign, we're going to divide the church into 2 groups. Teens, babies all the way up to teens, and even young adult, college. And if you're out of college and you're to whatever age, that's another team. You're going to get points, and we're going to have a NASCAR theme. We're going to have 2 cars on the board in the auditorium, and you get laps for certain categories, so many laps. If you bring a prospect card, now it has to be filled out in full, name, address, telephone number, email, date of birth, email if they have one, everything on the card has to be filled out. you'll get 10 laps for every prospect card you turn in. This has to be an unchurched or unsaved person, or a person that's going to church and not growing. So you get your points for every one of the 10 laps for every one of those that come in. You get Monday through Friday your daily devotions, and all it is, you don't have to turn it in, you just show it to the person taking points, and you put down the date, the passage you read, and what you learned. That's it, just what you learned Monday through Friday. You show that, you get 2 laps per daily devotion. You will get points for bringing a first-time visitor. And if visitors, anybody hasn't come in 3 weeks, you will get 20 laps for every visitor that comes. And if that visitor comes every week in a row, you will get 20 laps every week in a row. But if the visitor comes 1 week, doesn't come, and then comes another week, you don't get points for that. Every week in a row that visitor comes, you get 20 points for that visitor. You get 5 points for every character study you do. You can only do 3 a week. You'll get 10 laps for every conviction paper you do, and you can only do 3 a week. And there's going to be you get laps for bringing your Bible, you get laps for being on time, you get laps for attendance. There's going to be a multiple range of areas where you get laps. So when we move into the auditorium at the 11 o'clock time, we're going to tally all the scores, and at the end of the church service, we're going to move the cars to how many laps that they were able to achieve. And we're going to see if the adults win or the teens win. And we'll have a teen representative and we'll have an adult representative. I'll probably be the adult representative, so if we lose adults, I've got to eat the humble pie. Let's not lose. Probably Tony's going to be the representative for the teens. It'll be best if he got to eat that humble pie each week, okay? So that's just between me and you. So let's have a great time with this. I mean, you know, let's make this fun. Let's make this exciting. Let's make that 10 o'clock time something where people say, man, I don't want to miss this. Have you ever walked into Trader Joe's when you're going grocery shopping and everybody's just so happy and upbeat and excited? How you doing? And every aisle you go down, they're saying, hey, I want our atmosphere when we walk in at 10 o'clock to be that. And I want that to continue to the 11 o'clock time. This year is the year for Graceway to grow. So come grow with us. I'm excited about what's coming. This next week I'm going to be planning our yearly calendar up in the mountains. I'm staying at Windy Gap, Northside Christians at Windy Gap, and they're letting me stay in one of their cabins. So man, I'm going to plan it out. I'm excited. And there's also something that might be happening in our church in a couple months that is very much needed. We've been praying for it for a very long time, and I'm going to be working on that in the next month. So be praying about that. God knows what it is, and enjoy the message that's getting ready to come.